Trump declared the Venezuelan government to be basically funding terrorism at our southern border with all these drug cartels, and they are. They're partaking in, the Venezuelan government has deep connections to the drug cartels. I'm not going to go on a whole tangent about it. You can look this up for yourself. ChatGPT and Google are free, as I often tell people, and we have a limited amount of time on this show. However, the Trump administration says, hey, we don't like the connections that the Maduro government down in Venezuela has to these drug cartels, such as Tren de Aragua. And they put a bounty out on them. They said, we'll give you a reward if you can arrest this guy. So any of you guys that are maybe sitting there listening to this while you're drinking with your buddies, sitting there listening to this morning, Saturday morning when this airs, and you're chilling at the bonfire in your backyard drinking with your buddies, if you want to make a quick couple $1 million, maybe you load up your night vision and your bulletproof vests and your AR-15s, and you go down to Venezuela and you try to cap their president. You might be able to get some talk about generational wealth and being better than your parents by the time you turn 30. This might be the way to do it. If you're feeling a little confident, I'm kidding. Do not do that. This is a comedy show. We are never giving you serious advice on this show, and you should never listen to anything we say in terms of how you should live your life. Even on the unsolicited advice segments, which air every Wednesday at 9 a.m. and don't do near the numbers that these ones do. So, the U.S. military decided, and the Trump administration decided, we're done fucking around. We are done fucking around with these cartels. This is an invasion by paramilitary groups at our southern border. And we're tired of it. We're tired of you killing American citizens in more ways than one, directly and indirectly. And this is what they did. That's a boat right there. It's a cartel drug trafficking boat. There's 11 Tren de Aragua members on it. There were 11 Tren de Aragua members on it because the Trump administration blew them out of the water with a Predator drone as they were trying to make their way for the United States coastlines. It's about time. You know how I feel about military intervention. I'm against it more often than I'm not. However, I've been consistent on this regardless of who the president is. I've said, even during my libertarian phase, like a decade ago, that it's easier to justify using military action against the drug cartels than it is against ISIS and Al-Qaeda at this point, because those are more of a direct threat to the sovereignty of the United States. This has, of course, drawn the ire of plenty of people, such as the Libertarian Party. Pull up their tweet here. Here's proof of why I'm not a libertarian anymore. Says the U.S. strike on a Venezuelan vessel allegedly linked to narcotics and terrorism represents a dangerous escalation of unchecked executive power. Labeling people as narco-terrorists and killing them without a trial or congressional authorization is extrajudicial violence that undermines the rule of law. As libertarians, we condemn this normalization of government power to kill first and justify later. Due process is not optional. America must drift further into a policy of unaccountable violence abroad or at home. America must not, excuse me. You guys enjoy your 1% of the vote. Gary Johnson's the best you're ever going to do.
What's next? Requiring a license to make toast in your own damn toaster?
Doesn't that kind of sum that whole tweet up? Won't somebody think of the poor drug cartels? All they want to do is make millions of dollars trafficking fentanyl to poor Americans and killing hundreds of thousands of people a year. Think of the drug cartels. I'm sorry. There is no... look, bro, we're under attack, whether you want to admit it or not. Let me ask you guys a hypothetical. If the 9/11 terrorists, the hijackers, were coming over here via boat back in 2001, there was nobody else on the boat but the hijackers, and you had the opportunity to bomb them and make it so they never even made it to the country, how many of you would do it, and how many of you are retarded? Everybody would do it. Here's the thing. 9/11, 2,977 people died. You have over 100,000 drug overdoses overdose deaths every year in this country, which is about a 9/11 approximately every 11 days, 10 to 11 days in this country. You can call it whatever you want. We're under attack. These are foreign paramilitary groups that come across the United States border and sell poison, lie and sell poison, because people don't knowingly buy fentanyl. They buy cocaine, they buy heroin, they buy meth, whatever they think it is going to get them high, and it kills them. They sell poison, probably from the Chinese government, to American citizens that kills hundreds of thousands a year, over 100,000 a year. This is an invasion. These groups come over here, they kill American citizens, they get into shootouts with ranchers, they take over apartment buildings like you saw in Colorado. Paramilitary groups occupying residential spaces on United States soil for days on end. I'm not even talking about what they do when they smuggle people across the border, the coyotes, that you pay them however much money to sneak your kid across the border, and they molest them the whole way there, or your wife or whatever. And then when they drop them off there, they get the first payment up front, and then the second payment, they just threaten to kill you and your kid until they get the rest of it. And they probably add bullshit interest onto it as well. These are psychopaths. These are lunatics that are conducting an armed invasion, an occupation on United States soil. They're not American citizens. They're a foreign occupying force. They do not get due process. The same way a soldier in war does not get due process, because I hate to break it to you, whether you like it or not, we are at war with these drug cartels. We are at war with these drug cartels, and we have a right to stop them from entering our border, specifically when they're in international waters, before they get here. And if any other country in the world has got a problem with it, they're welcome to come do something about it. But something tells me they're not going to. Because you see all these Zoomers that are talking all this shit about, oh, the cartels don't play. Trump doesn't want smoke with the cartels. You idiots have no idea what you're talking about. You idiots were only alive long enough to see the end of the Iraq and Afghani wars. I was around when they first kicked off. Okay? That's the difference. I see, I'm getting old. See, we're getting old. Most of these people talking shit about the U.S. military versus the cartels, they weren't even alive when Iraq kicked off. What you don't remember is the shock and awe. You were alive for the nation building part. You weren't around when we went in there and we fucked shit up. If our only goal in those wars was to kill bin Laden and Hussein and get the hell out of there, those wars wouldn't have even remotely been considered losses. The problem was we went in there, we fucked shit up, we killed a whole bunch of people, and then we decided, we're going to help them with their elections. That was never our problem. That was never our issue. Had we just gone in there, whacked the people we wanted to whack, and left, people would have been like, damn, the United States military is not one to be played with. I assure you, I am very, very skeptical of our nation's, or of our government's desire to build nations abroad, their aspirations. However, I have no doubt in our military's ability to kill efficiently. That video you just saw there, all you people talking about the cartels don't play around. The cartels can play whatever game they want. They're not even going to know what hit them. That video right there was proof that the U.S. military can kill you before you even know they're watching you. There's plenty more of that to come. And I think if there's ever been a time to do it, it's right now. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of watching my country get invaded. We have a right to defend ourselves. And if these other countries, like Mexico and Venezuela and Colombia, don't want to do anything about it, then it's up to us. Honestly, it seems like these countries are in bed with these cartels, and they're actively aiding in our destruction, which one could argue that makes them an enemy. However, I think we should be willing to leave them out of it. Because here's the thing. If you're a drug dealer in Tren, Aragua, or whatever, right? And you're going to go smuggle fentanyl across the U.S. border, and that video gets played everywhere, don't you think that makes you think twice about what you're going to do? Maybe I shouldn't do this, because at the end of the day, it's a job. It's a job like anything else. You guys don't want to get shot selling insurance. You don't want to get shot being a paralegal at a law firm. You don't want to get shot driving a truck. They don't want to get shot smuggling drugs. They're going to think twice. Maybe we shouldn't come across the border if it's going to get us blown to smithereens. Just an idea. I don't know. I could be wrong. But one thing I'm not wrong on is that foreign invaders do not get due process. That's not how this works. Could you imagine if during the war of 1812, when the British invaded the United States, you had these limp dick liberal pussies sitting on their smartphones, well, it'd be pen and quill at the time, as the American military shooting at the British that are invading our beaches, going, "How dare you not give them due process? You need to arrest them." It's the same thing. It's the same thing. We're under attack. We have a right to defend ourselves as a country. Let's go to the next one here.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to click the link in the description to get the full episode on Rumble. If you prefer to listen along, you could actually get us on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. You can also go to www.outlawstreamers.com to learn more about not just my show, but tons of other great shows and all the exciting projects they have coming up. Follow my socials at Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram, at Caleb Salvatore Comedy on the Chinese Spy app that is TikTok, and be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks, and we'll see you every Saturday for brand new episodes of That's Based. Peace.